everybody. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you Cadbury eggs. So we have one that is wrapped and one that is unwrapped. Both of them have that metallic foil. The one that's unwrapped, the foil is underneath, and the one that is wrapped, it isn't actually foil, but it is done with chrome powder. It is so cool looking. They're both just that bright Easter colors with the purple and red and the yellow and that great shine. I love it. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. And don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. We are going to begin this design with an overlay of one of the colors that I think is one of the prettiest ones in my collection of just like glittery, pretty background colors. It is a whitish, silverish mix of glitter. So it's so pretty. It's not like a harsh silver. It's a much more soft background. And then after I have that in a layer down, I'm going to encapsulate it with a layer of clear acrylic over the top of it to protect the glitter A and to add strength to the nail B. Now after that's done, I'm going to be filing the nail into shape using my e-file. The bit I am using, for anybody who might possibly be curious, is a Koopa carbide bit in medium. It's a barrel bit, and it's a medium grit. It is a lovely bit. It just smooths things out so perfectly. It's one of my favorites. It just files nicely. So now we're going to take on our nail form backing, and we're going to be sculpting our eggs. So we're going to make a base of an egg that is going to be the one that is the one that's still wrapped, and I started sculpting it with brown, but we're going to use white. And then the one that's unwrapped, we're going to be sculpting just like a half egg shape with brown. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be kind of a rough. So we have a whole egg shape that's white and a half egg shape that is brown. Once you have those two bases done, I'm going to really focus on the one that is brown, the chocolate, and we're going to be building up the one side of it that is towards us, this, the side. We're going to dome it. After that side's been nice and domed and filled out, we're going to flip it over once it has been cured so it's not going to stick to that little bit of poster putty that I have on my nail stand. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side so that we have a three-dimensional, realistically shaped egg. So we have a nice round bottom. Once that is done, you can go through and you can file it. It's probably not perfect at this point. It's going to have kind of some weird spot. It's going to have an edge on it, most likely from where it's the front to the back. So just take a hand file and gently file it. It doesn't probably take too much. It's a little awkward to hold on to just because it's round and so tiny. So you may find that it's hard to just keep track of, but you should be able to get it. After you have that done, I'm going to be taking This is a 4-week backfill bit, again from Koopa, and we're going to be carving out the interior of it just to create a little crevice. So you want to have a lip around the outside for where the chocolate coating is, but we need to add the egg center. So after you have it all done, you're just going to go through and make that little groove, like a little crater in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. Once that's done, you're going to fill it in with some white acrylic, and after you've got the white, immediately add some yellow to the center. You don't have to wait for it to cure or to be, even partially cured at all. Just go ahead and immediately add the yellow, and then add a little bit of the white dripping out the side. Once that's done, with some brown acrylic paint that's a slightly different shade than the acrylic that you used, you're going to be adding that little kind of star logo that is on the egg. So I didn't sculpt that in. It is something that is a texture on the egg. It is a imprint. I didn't want to deal with sculpting it or carving it, so I'm going to be painting with acrylic paint, and I think the result is just as effective had it been 3D, possibly more effective. So once we're done with the brown egg, we're going to switch gears and move back to the white egg, and we're going to repeat the doming process. Add another layer of white acrylic to one side of the egg. Make sure that it is nice and three-dimensional. You actually have to build these things up significantly more than you think at first to give them really that rounded shape on all sides. If you do one layer and then you look at it and it still looks kind of flat in some spots, go through and add a second layer or a third or a fourth or however many it takes you in order for it to get close to the shape you're looking for. Once again, it isn't going to be perfect. Don't expect it to be perfect. So once you're done with it and it is plenty plump, you're going to want to take your hand file and you're going to want to file the egg just to smooth everything out. Bear in mind, you are going to be painting over this, so any small imperfections really aren't going to be seen. You just want to get it to be close. It needs to be close to an egg shape. Once you're done, I'm going to be taking purple paint and painting the upper section kind of to the side, an angled upper section with a purple, and then on the other side I'm going to be painting red. Obviously I cannot paint the bottom of the egg. We will fix that later. If the if the line between the purple and the red weren't perfect, if your white was partially messed up, a-okay, go through and just widen and straighten out that line a little bit with more of the white paint. And then there is the splotched broken egg kind of splatter print that we're going to be adding, that is going to be on the front of the egg where it actually says that it is a cream egg. So we're going to be adding that base. It's not actually white, it's going to be yellow, but the yellow does not cover very well over the top of red. At least my acrylic paint just looks a lot better if you first do it with white. So we've got that little white base done. You're just going to go through, and then after you have that done, we're going to be writing Cadbury above the splotch. So we're going to be starting out with white paint again, and we're going to be filling that in with the word Cadbury. Bear in mind that you're working on something very small, so writing the words Cadbury and cream egg may be somewhat of a challenge. I actually had to write Cadbury twice because the first time I did it, I ran out of room. This is one of those tricky ones just because there is so little space on the egg and there's so much to write. So do the best you can. If you have to skip it all together, as long as you get kind of the colors down, everybody that knows what a Cadbury egg is knows that this purple, yellow, red combination is going to be a Cadbury cream egg. So if you have to skip some of it and simplify it, it is a-okay. Like I said, we're going to be painting over that white splotch with yellow, and then after you have that, you're also going to want to paint over the word Cadbury with yellow. So not only do you have to paint the word Cadbury teeny tiny once, you actually have to do it twice. Luckily, the second time is a little bit easier than the first time because you already know where you're going with it. I'm going to add a second coat to the white line that's separating the purple from the red, and then going back to my purple color paint, I'm going to be writing cream egg within the splotch. The good news about writing the cream egg is this font is not very exact. It's kind of a soft, childish font, making it a little easier to fill in that space. Once you're done painting it, flip your egg over and you're going to want to touch up the bottom of it. You don't have to make it perfect because it will be attached to the nail too. So if it's not completely flawless, that's okay. I'm going to place some gel sealer over the top of my nail. Grab a piece of silver foil. This is a art foil, not just like aluminum foil. It's a little bit thinner than what you would get for your kitchen. And then I'm going to cure that. I'm going to attach the chocolate egg on top of that piece of foil like it's been unwrapped with some jewelry gel. Cure that. As you could see, I was holding my lamp underneath the egg so that it would cure on the underside. I'm going to repeat the process with the big egg, curing that again, holding it so that it hits the underside where it actually hits that gel. You don't just want to cure the top. I'm going to be applying some gel top coat over the top of the Cadbury cream egg that is the wrapped one, curing that. After that has been cured and you make sure that it's nice and smooth and it isn't tacky anywhere, you want to be smooth, I'm going to be using some white chrome powder and I'm going to dust the entire egg with it, which will give it that slightly metallic look while still being able to read everything you wrote and see all of the design you did, making it look like it has more of that foil look. Obviously, I don't have a teeny tiny piece of Cadbury foil, so it is as good as, it looks pretty good though. I was pretty happy with the way that effect turned out. Once you have that, apply some gel sealer over both of the foiled egg and the interior of the chocolate egg, some 3D glaze over the top of the egg, giving it a satiny finish, and this design is over. If you are a Cadbury cream egg fan, there's only one time a year that you can get them, and so we have to celebrate the moment. If you like Easter candy in general, I do have another Easter candy video from last year. I have one that is a robin's egg, the little Whopper candies. So if you are interested, I'll put all my Easter videos from the past in the description box below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!